Board and everybody at the Canadian Motorsports Hall of Fame for this. I was a little bit surprised when I got the phone call. Peter, I won't lie, I was like, I'm only 37, man. That's made me feel a little old. A little bit of respite came when they told me I was the youngest inductee, but that still made me feel, I'm not done, man. Whoever runs the website is going to be really mad when they have to add 2025 Rolex 24 winner, to the bio. Working on that. Okay, perfect. I've been so lucky to live out my dream of being a professional racing driver. So many kids grow up. I think every 5-year-old boy wants to be a firefighter, an astronaut, or a race car driver. I just never grew up. And was so lucky to be able to do that, to be able to travel the world racing cars, reach an incredible level. And I did it as a fiercely proud Canadian. That was always very important to me. It was important to me to represent the country well, try to give people back home someone to cheer for and something to be proud of. And then hopefully something I accomplished in my career. We're a small country, population-wise, but Canada pumps out a lot of very good racing drivers and engineers and designers and people in this motorsports community, and it truly has been a privilege to be a part of that for the last, too many years. Many Canadians actually helped me out along the way, whether it was guys like Bob and Andrew Mason, who kind of put me into my first go-kart, Mark Dilley, who we just heard, put me into my first race car. Dad is still pissed you did that, by the way. It was a lot more than $1 million. The Willis brothers, Ian and Keith, they helped me out tremendously. Of course, Eric Sprott was the sponsor you saw in that first Indy car. Without him, there's no way I would have had the opportunity to do, what I got to do. But one of the recurring themes I think you've already heard tonight, you're going to continue to hear tonight, is about family. And I was so blessed to be, put into a family that was so supportive of this sport. Many of them are here. Obviously, my mom, Arlene, my sister, Rebecca, my brother, Chris, he's back home. Big guy, Dad, he's watching. This was something that was so special to him, the Hall of Fame. He was a board member for a long time, and he was the one that kind of introduced me to this world and really taught me to understand and appreciate how important it is to celebrate the history of this country and this community in motorsports. And so I can't thank him enough for those little lessons along the way, like bringing me here and meeting a lot of the people I know in this room I met before I ever drove a race car, because Dad would bring me to things like this and really try to ingrain that into me. And then obviously, he was kind of my #1 supporter throughout it all. My beautiful wife, Becky, who was happy when I stepped back from IndyCar because it meant her Sunday consumption of Sauvignon Blanc went down a little bit. But then Steve Bortolotti called me up and said, hey, you want to go racing again? So yeah, Sundays are a little bit tipsy again back in the Hinchcliffe household. Thanks, boss. John Rohr, my manager of the last, again, decade plus, is here tonight as well, and he's been a huge instrument in getting me to this place. And again, it's surreal being up here, honestly, because I look back, at those pictures and the story, and just cannot believe that that's what I've been able to do. And it's awesome being here, looking out over this room, seeing past inductees, future inductees, Parker's here, Matt Clark's here, Zachary's here, all these young Canadians. We have such a great pipeline of young drivers coming up. I want to do what I can to help them achieve the same goals and everything that they want to achieve in this sport. And it was funny because Media Day on Thursday, whatever it was, someone in the crowd asked a question when we were doing something up at the FAF booth, which was, how do we protect and ensure that the history of Canadian motorsports is not forgotten? And the answer is this. And everybody that's been involved in the hall, all the hard work that goes into not just events like this, but what happens all year long, you guys are doing incredible work and very important work to preserve the incredible accomplishments of Canadians throughout motorsports globally. So I thank everybody involved in the hall, everyone that had any part and has ever had any part in the now 4 decades of doing this. Peter, you and your team, it's just incredible, and it's a huge honor to be here tonight. So thank you all so much, and again, thanks Mom, thanks Dad, thanks everybody, appreciate it.